What's up, everybody? Jerry here with another 5-minute Fitness Friday. And today I'm going to make sure that we start our timer. I let us know that we're going to start our timer so that we can track this correctly. I think I got shortchanged a little bit last week. We're going to answer the question of why do some people lose weight easier than others? So that's the question we're going to answer today, and we're going to start the timer right now. So if you're like a lot of people in America, you've probably tried to lose weight at some point. And of the people who usually try to lose weight at the beginning of the year, we'll say, 90% of those people either end up quitting or putting weight back on after doing so. So does that mean that you are just doomed to never lose weight and to always kind of stay the same? It is super unlikely. So we're gonna look at 2 reasons why you might be struggling to lose weight, while other people, it seems like, are having a much easier time losing weight. The first one's gonna be super obvious, but it's worth talking about. And then the second one is actually genetic, and it may not be something that you think about, but it's definitely worth talking about as well. So first, the first reason why some people struggle to lose weight while others make it look easy is because some people are knowing what they know and not applying what they know. So there are some fundamentals of nutrition that everyone should follow if your goal is to lose weight or just live a generally healthy life. For instance, you should eat mostly whole foods. You should eat slowly, take about 15-20 minutes to eat. You should eat until you're 80% full. You should drink mostly water, if not all water. Coffee and tea, those things are fine as well. So those are just some basic fundamentals that you should follow. Now, most people would say, I know that, Jerry. Why are you telling me that? Well, my question to you would be, are you doing those things 80% of the time? And I mean 80% of the time. That's Monday through Friday, most of Saturday, and most of Sunday. Are you doing those things? And if the answer is no, then you're just not following the fundamentals. Okay? Now, that doesn't make you a bad person. It's tough to make those changes. That's totally understandable. But that is the first place to start, because that's most people's sticking point, is they're just not following the fundamentals. So even though you might know those things, ask yourself if you're truly applying those things. And if you're not 80% of the time, then you need to start there. Start by making sure that you're eating mostly whole foods, making sure that you're eating slowly, 15-20 minutes to eat until you're 80% full, and drink mostly water. Okay? Stick with those things. Okay, we are halfway there. Perfect. Right on time. That means I don't have to do my 50 push-ups today. I guess I still got to get through this part. So the second part is, the second reason why you might be struggling to lose weight is because of your somatotype, aka body type. So you may have heard of this before, but there are 3 body types that you can have: ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. So ectomorph, the first one, is typically the person that most people dislike. And that's because they're the person that can eat pretty much anything and not put on weight. So if you know somebody who, for instance, can have a couple of scoops of ice cream and it doesn't bother them at all, they stay the 100 something or other pounds and they don't end up putting on any weight, then that person is an ectomorph. Okay, we all kind of have those people in our lives. They don't have trouble digesting carbohydrates, and because of that, they can kind of get away with eating pretty much anything. So a mesomorph is kind of the athletic build person. If you can visualize maybe a football linebacker or a rugby player. Most people don't know rugby players, so that's a tough one. But kind of an athletic build type of person. I'm technically a mesomorph kind of build. So a little more muscle than usual, maybe a little fat on them as well. They're a little more sensitive to carbohydrates. So if you're that kind of person, then you definitely need to watch that. But the mesomorph is just a little more muscular person than an ectomorph is going to be. So that leaves us with an endomorph. And endomorphs are a little rounder or a little more pear-shaped than a mesomorph is. They have a little more fat. They have a little broader shoulders. So they're just kind of a bigger person all around than a mesomorph, if you can picture that. So those people tend to be a little more carb sensitive than even a mesomorph, and definitely an ectomorph. So if you think that you are an endomorph, then carbs might be something you want to pay more attention to. And it's not only carbs. I mean, there are other macronutrients that you definitely need to watch, but those are kind of the areas that you need to pay attention to whenever you're talking about body types. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down because I have 10 seconds. Pay attention to your body type. Take a look at what that is, and that might be a good place to start if you're struggling to lose weight. As my timer goes off, I'm finishing up. That means no 50 push-ups for me today. So start with the fundies first. Let me stop my timer, sorry. Start with the fundies, start with the fundamentals, and then if you're sticking with that 80% of the time, jump into the body types and dig a little deeper into that, okay? Thank you for checking out this video. I hope you appreciate it. Here's to your success in fitness mastery.